Saying, even if you are a prophet, you're no different than any of them. You cannot make these claims. If I glorify myself, my glory means nothing. This is Jesus. My Father, whom you claim as your God, is the one who glorifies me. Though you do not know him, I know him. For me, reading that passage, it's a bit humbling because we're talking about people who knew the scriptures inside and out. So their scriptures back then would be the Old Testament, who could quote verses word for word, who had a great idea of a theology as it relates to Jehovah God. But they did not know him. Sometimes that's a great reminder to me that even if I involve myself in spiritual or church activity, that just because I'm around it, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm knowing or growing in God. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying by just sitting in a seat on a regular basis and maybe having some thoughts or maybe having my thoughts provoked, that doesn't necessarily mean you know or you're growing with God. That kind of spoke to me as I read through this passage, preparing for this message. If I said I did not, I would be a liar like you, but I do know him and obey his word. Your father Abraham rejoiced at the thought of seeing my day. He saw it and was glad. You are not yet 50 years old. Jesus is probably 30, 31, early 30s. You are not yet 50 years old, they said to him. And you have seen Abraham? Very truly I tell you, Jesus answered, before Abraham was born, I am. At this, they picked up stones to stone him, but Jesus hid himself, slipping away from the temple grounds. They literally picked up stones to kill him because by law, they were able to, because they would have considered that statement blasphemy. Because what Jesus is saying is, before Abraham was, I am. Now, if you remember back to the call, our first series of the semester, we talked about God revealing himself to Moses as, I am, right? I am who I will be, sent you. So Jesus literally saying, before Abraham was born, I am. You cannot confuse that statement at all. Jesus was very intentional with his words. I am God. I am God. And again, if what he says is true, it changes everything. Because that means everything that he claims, as he claims to be the truth, you and I have to pay attention to. And Jesus holds the keys to life because he is the life and the resurrection, and we'll get into that. But let's head over to John chapter 14.